Today I'll be giving a lecture on quality audit. Previous session I have told you about pharmaceutical documentation. Now for pharmaceutical documentation to be correct, an inspection has to be followed. This inspection is known as quality audit. So what is the definition of quality audit? Quality audit is defined as a systematic and independent examination to determine whether activities and related results comply with the planned arrangements and whether these arrangements are implemented effectively and are suitable to achieve objectives. Now, what is quality audit? Quality audit is nothing but a systematic approach. Why systematic approach? See, when you eat food, what is the first thing you do? You wash your hands. That means this is the first step for eating your food. That is why it is called a systematic approach. An independent examination. Why independent? Because audit, or say rather audit, takes place for the inspection of the whole industry on which this audit is being followed. So it is independent from other companies, from other governing bodies. It is done inside the plant where this audit is to be followed. Now, what are the objectives of this quality audit? Pharmaceutical manufacturers commonly use audit as an effective mechanism to verify compliance with GMP regulations. GMP audit with two important goals. Audit are intended to verify that manufacturing and control systems are operated under a state of control. Audits permit timely correction of potential problems. Now, why auditor taking place? Because see, every farm, whether be pharmaceutical, whether be cosmetics, whether be mechanical, every farm has to follow a procedure for its manufacture to be done. That is why when the steps are done for a manufacturing process, this process are ideal for the product to be 100% safe or 100% market compliable. That is why this objective is to be maintained for this quality audit. What is that? Audit are intended to verify the manufacturing and control system. What is the control system? See, for preparing or for manufacturing rather a pharmaceutical formulation, you say take omeprazole 500 grams for a specific product and a specific batch size. See, we have to see whether this amount of omeprazole is taken or not. See, before I told you that data loggers are used for maintaining the lab notebook or the any notebooks in which the manufacturing process is maintained in a daily basis where the manufacturing is done as for a single batch. So if the system if the system is not controlled, that means if say I have to take 500 grams of omeprazole, then I have to take 500 grams of omeprazole, not 599 grams, not 490 grams. Okay, and the value of this 500 grams, maybe it's 500.9 grams, 499.8 grams. This is applicable because there is a range of efficacy, there is a range of variation that is that is already mentioned in the governing body document, whether it will be plus minus 7.5% of the weight variation, whether it will be strength 5% variation plus minus. Okay, this is why the there has to be a control on the formulation procedure as well as the weighing, everything from starting of a raw material, from the entry of the raw material into the gate to the market, to the delivery of the product to the market. Now, audit permits timely correction of potential problems. Say whether we are using a weighing balance where we have to weigh about 50 kilograms of any API. So you will see that in some industries they are not using 3 place after decimal gram balance. If we don't use them, we will not find the minute differences in the weight that is taken and in the weight that is to be taken. So this is why there has to be some potential corrections. How you have to use more sensitive balance, or you have to calculate your strength or of the product as per the weight of the API taken, such. Now, audit can be used to establish a high degree of confidence to maintain under an adequate level of control of management. See, if we maintain this system of system of production as well as documentally as well as in process, then we can have that confidence. If any governing body comes to an inspection to the manufacturing plant, then we will be confident enough to say that we are doing our level best to meet the market or patient compliance. Now, what are the principles of audit? To evaluate the manufacturer's compliance with GMP in all aspects of production and quality control. Now, at first I told you in pharmaceutical documentation that GMP is to be maintained, that is good manufacturing practices. Again, that same term is followed in this session also. See, when a manufacturer tries to produce a material, a finished product into the market, then the industry has to comply with the good manufacturing practices to meet the market compliance. Because if any kind of defect is there in the process, there may be that the product that is out for in the market, it can also have some kind of defect. That is why the production as well as quality control is to be maintained. This is evaluated through quality audit, performed routinely as well as on special occasions, that is in case of product recall or repeated rejections. That means the quality audit has to be followed about in every year or in 6 months. There are different types of quality audit. Later on I will be giving you the lecture on this in this session only. But now for now you need to know that quality audit has to be performed in a frequent basis, whether it be yearly, whether it will be half yearly or quarterly. But this quality audit has to be done, because if a product, say you have made a product but the product is showing rejection in the market, is because due to packing problem, okay, or say efficacy problem, as such, okay, if this product has to be recalled, I mean the product that has been sold, but those product of the same batch which has not been sold yet, they are taken back, returned to the manufacturing plant, where again audit on the process is maintained, is done by documents as well as in process, in presence of the department heads of manufacturing as well as quality as well as factory manager, factory in charge, and different other department heads. Now, what are the items of self inspection? First, going to the audit, you have to know what is inspection, right? You have to face the inspection yourself, because see, in audit there are 3 types of audit. I will be coming to you. You can see in your screen there are 3 types of audit. I will be coming to you later. But before going to the quality audit, you have to be aware of what are to be audited. That is why self-inspection is necessary. Self-inspection means not as such that you are picking a time when you will have to do your audit, do your inspection. But this self-inspection has to be done in every rate limiting step, or in every checkpoint. That is, what are the items of self inspection? That is personnel. Who is performing the self inspection? Because the personnel who is doing the self inspection has to be well acquainted about whole factory, whole industry of the pharmaceutical plant. Now, premises during personal, including personnel facilities. That means he also has to be acquainted with the personnel who are working in their respective facilities. That means in production, in store, in quality control, in quality assurance, etc. Maintenance of building and equipment. He also has to know that whether the building is maintained. That means proper sanitation is done, proper cleaning of the manufacturing premises is done, whether the documents regarding that cleaning is maintained. Later on I will be coming to you on this. Storage of starting materials and finished products. Now, before, in the pharmaceutical documentation, I told you how the pharmaceutical APIs as well as excipients are tested. Now, for this testing purpose, when the raw materials are into the plant, they are entered into a stock book of the stock register. Okay, if it is not maintained, then how will you say which one is coming first and which one is being used for the production? In FIFO basis, right? First in and first out. So again you will see that the products in any kind of injections, many kind of injections, you will find that the storage is 5 to 8 degrees centigrade. Some storage is at room temperature, some storage is no, away from light, right? It is mentioned there. So the storage of the starting materials is also to be maintained, as well as the finished products. You will see there are some products such as furosemide injection. They are to be packed in amber colored ampules because they are very sensitive to light. Now, production and in-process controls. What is in-process control? As for say tablet, when wet granulation is done, after that lubrication is done, okay, after that compression is done, after that coating is done, right? There are some, these are the steps. Now in every step the product has to be going through quality control tests. These are called self inspection, because if the product, after the product is delivered, then you are testing it, then it may be coming a result that the product is rejected. That is why the product has to be going through different kind of quality control tests in their different checkpoints. Now again, what are other things? That is documentation. Just now what I told you about the system, this has all to be maintained in documentation, in presence of, in respect of reports, in respect of logbooks. Now sanitation and hygiene. Now first of all, when I told you that where quality or these intended in a see, audits are intended to verify the manufacturing control system of operating under a state of control. What is a state of control? State of control means temperature, humidity, moisture, particles, these are also to be maintained. That is why it comes here sanitization, hygiene, because the workers, the personnel who are working in the respective department, they have to wear to clean their hands before going out of the lab or the production, or as well as coming inside wearing a clean apron, etc. Now calibration of instruments and measurements. I told you before in pharmaceutical documentation that there are some instruments that are to be calibrated yearly, there are some instruments that are to be calibrated half yearly, quarterly, even like weight balances, they are to be internally calibrated every day before the work starts. Now system, what is a system? Every system, see, when an HPLC, you know, high performance, what, chromatography, remember, sorry, high pressure liquid chromatography. In this HPLC you will find that this is a system. You have to see the pump, you have to see the mobile phase going through the pump, that is clean or not. This is also system. Now another system is that when you enter into a compound, okay, you have to go through your attendance register, you have to give your biometric attendance, okay, these are different, there are different types of system in going into the department, going into the different direct manufacturing plant, etc. Now recall procedures. What is recall? Previously I told you that when a product gets defected, they have to be returned to the manufacturing plant from the market. This is called product recall. Okay, now complaints management. After the product is into the market, you will find that there are some complaints in hospitals, in nursing homes, as well as in medicine shops, that this product are being this product say in aluminum blister packing, alu you tell, aluminum blister packing, aluminum packing. In this it will be you will find that sometimes you get from the market and the tablets are broken. Okay, these are the complaints that come into the manufacturing plant from the vendors or from the market from where this product is being sold. Okay, results of previous self inspection and any corrective steps taken. Okay, I told you that this audit, inspection or audit, this is done every year frequently. You have to, before going into an audit, you have to see the report of the previous audit, what were the complaints or what were the drawbacks in your industry and what you have done to control those drawbacks. Then only you will start your present audit. Before that, if you are not aware of the complaints or the drawbacks of your previous audit, then how will you know that whether those drawbacks were overcome or not? See, types of audit. There are internal audits, external audits, and regulatory audits. What is internal audit? What is the purpose? To ensure that adequate quality system are maintained. You know what is quality system. Now I don't have to tell you more. To assess compliance with the CGMP. CGMP means current good manufacturing practices. Why? Because good manufacturing practices always keep on updating. That is why it is called current good manufacturing practices. Firms under firms standard operating procedures. You know what is standard operating procedure. In previous session only I have told you. To identify problems internally and correct problems prior to the FDA inspection. I have given this FDA inspection because FDA inspection is done in the total industry, from the attendance to the market to the reports with the product that is out for delivery. Okay, now what is the design of this internal audit? In a pharmaceutical facility, for internal auditing you require to check mainly two things: activities carried out by different departments, you can understand easily, documents maintained by these departments. It may be logbook, it may be notebook, it may be WIP, that is work in progress report, it may be attendance, it may be sanitation hygiene logbook, etc. Okay. Achha. Implementation of this flowchart of this internal audit. What is this flowchart? Constituent a small team of expert. Okay, this expert of this internal audit is done by the head of the farm or the head of the manufacturing plant, because he has to choose those personnel who are well acquainted, well known about the premises practices, good laboratory practices, that means GLP, etc. Now provide initial training before going into the audit. That team has to provide some information on this audit to different departments. So about what they have to tell, what are to be inspected, about what are to be followed while during an inspection. Okay, and how this can be this drawback of an inspection is controlled. Okay, now fix audit schedule. Okay, how this team of this the team of this internal audit gives a date to different departments that on this date this inspection on this date specific department is to be done. Okay, before that he has to go through the previous audit reports, so that to see whether the drawbacks of previous audit is overcome or not. Now report the audit finding and a report given to top management and show corrective actions. Now after seeing those audit drawbacks, you have already done specific changes to overcome those drawbacks. Now after the present inspection is done, a report is prepared. This report is to be presented to the higher authority, and along with the respective preventive measures that has been done regarding this drawback obtained from the present audit. After that, repeat the audit as per pre-planned schedule. Then again another audit is done after a specific amount of time. Now what is external audit? Purpose. What is the purpose? Confidence in the partnership arrangement. Before the external audit, when the internal audit or the specific self inspection is done, you have to see whether the heads, whether the personnel in those specific department have that confidence to go through this external audit or not. That is why there should be a partnership, because a product comes out from a market to the market from a pharmaceutical plant only when different departments work as a family. That is why there should be confidence in the partnership arrangement between those departments, ensuring that requirements are understood. Okay, before the external audit you have to know all the requirements of the inspection of the audit is maintained or not, reducing the risk of failure. Obviously, when you have done your internal audit, then you have already reduced the risk of failure, because you have already gone through the drawback, as well as you have done some preventive measures to overcome those drawbacks. No legal requirement to conduct the audit. When audit is done, there is no legal requirement as per now, but when directly from the FDA or from state governing body or central governing body comes to an audit, then there can be a risk of legal requirement, because when if you forge a document, any kind of, say whether you are forging a report of a product that is out in the market which has failed, but you have given the report as passed, then there comes a legal requirement problem. External audit have experience of GMP as well as regularly audited by the certification body. Obviously, the external audit personnel are obviously aware of this GMP and obviously have done this inspection in different other firms. In the same way, there is regulatory audit. Purpose is obviously for development of quality system. This is carried out by UK as MCA, in US FDA in USA. For MCA, vocal report is okay, but for US FDA, form 483 has to be provided for exit meeting. What is the role of the audit? It's auditor's review. That means what is to be audited? Auditor's review. That means who is the auditor here? You have to know what is the need as per the auditor. Okay, SOPs, employees practices and behavior. What are the benefits of the audit? Assuring GMP compliances, detecting potential problems, effective problem improvement, and increasement of management awareness. Elements of systematic audit: expectations and philosophies, audit formats and approaches. In audit formats and approaches, what are the things? It's checklist format. It is comes in if you see for audit checklist format, and PDF, when you search it in Google, you will get about 45 to 68 pages where it is comes like a form, the things that are to be audited, what is the present condition, and what has been amended to overcome those drawbacks if present. Then GMP regulation approach and systemic analysis. Checklist, written criteria and standard operating procedures, planned periodic frequency of the audit, finding written audit, etc. Now, audit formats and approaches. Checklists. What are the checklists? I told you before. GMP regulations format. What is there? It's organization, personnel, building facilities, equipments, production packaging, production processing controls, holding and distribution, lab controls, records, reports, and return goods, as well as dumping of waste materials, biohazards or biochemical procedures. And other is the system analysis method. How is this? What is the system analysis method? System analysis method is everything: the process for manufacturing, the process of quality control, the process of a person entry into the manufacturing plant to his exit after the working hours is over. Now, written criteria of SOP. There are specific formats in which SOP has to be written. What should it establish? Responsibility of the audit data, personnel responsible for the recommendation, decision concerning the corrective actions. Now, it sometimes happen when a personnel is present, he has done an audit in a specific year, and the next year he leaves that industry and for a better opportunity. Now another personnel gets selected for that specific job in that specific industry. Now he or she has to be enlisted as an auditor in the plant. So a format has to be maintained where his name, his designation, his or her designation, his name, date from when he is auditing, and the date of audit is mentioned in the logbook, which is in the log, which is part of the SOP of this quality audit. Now, there are two types of audit, that is announced audit as well as unannounced audit. What are the benefits of announced audit? Announced audit, as the name suggests, they come to know when the audit is done, and unannounced audit, they come to audit by surprise. What are the benefits of announced audit? We can certainly cover up our problems. And what are the advantages of unannounced audit? The governing bodies who come to do their audits in the manufacturing plant, they come to know what is the actual scenario of the manufacturing plant, whether they are performing their activities as per CGMP or GMP. Now, defining author Auditor qualification, how to define their experience, their knowledge, how they have handled their previous auditing, whether they have done their audits before or not. Now documentation skills is also a part of the auditor, because he has to know how the SOP is written, how the logbook is maintained, how the system is maintained in the log of a manufacturing plant, in store, in different departments, etc. Essential or what are the essential auditor skills? That is firm SOP knowledge, as well as integrated for by various departments. GMP training is also to be a criteria in his curriculum vitae. Now selecting an audit team, obviously as per experience team, as previously I have told you what are the criteria. A team required to cover up many different systems. If drawbacks are there which cannot be recently changed, then this drawbacks has to be covered in many different systems. Large amount of data composition teams will vary depending upon the nature and scope of the audit. Now selecting an audit team, I told you before, there is limitation. Now there are two different types of reporting phase. One is during the audit reporting, and the other is after the audit is done. Because when you are reporting something during the audit, that means there are some drawbacks which can be then and there overcome during the audit is going on. That means the residue of the report which cannot be done or overcome during the audit, that has to be passed on to the higher authority. Now what is the quality of an equipment? Equipment quality is done in what is an equipment. First, equipment may be defined as a physical entity which is used to carry out general and specific activity of the plant. This equipment selection is done in different processes: the manufacturing, the cost, the material of constant that is required, the premises, the area where the equipment is to be installed, the system in which the product is to be, the material has to be. If the product, say the tablet production is a very complex process. It consists of different kinds of checkpoints, different different equipments. If the equipments are not in sequential order placed, then the product manufacturing will be difficult. There are two types of equipments, that is single piece and integrated piece. Single piece, such as equipments which are a complex one, but in separated manner they won't have any existence, but as in integrated they have existence. Such as, say you have water purifier at your home, right? See, there are charcoal filters which separately they can work, they are integrated. But such as HPLC, if you remove the pump from the HPLC, then HPLC itself won't work. That is why single piece and integrated piece. I told you how equipment is selected. Now equipment size also depends on the area in which it gets deferred. Equipment construction is also what is the requirement, as well as equipment identification is also the same way. Now life cycle of the equipment: decision to purchase the equipment, purchase of the equipment, then comes qualification, installation, validating of the equipment, using the equipment for operation, cleaning and maintenance, then preventive maintenance, that is CAPA, corrective and preventive action, and replacing the equipment if the equipment is not in order. This is the flowchart how the cycle of the equipment takes place. Now cleaning and maintenance. Cleaning of maintenance is done in two ways. One is manual and it is automated. This has also to be maintained in the SOP as document, where previously I told you its operation, calibration and maintenance has to be maintained in specific equipment, and this equipment has to be given a unique ID, that means unique identification number, through which we can locate the equipment easily. Now cleaning validation, why it is important? Essential to establish adequate cleaning procedure. Cleaning validation should be performed in order to confirm the effectiveness of the cleaning procedure. The data should support a conclusion that residue have been reduced to an acceptable limit. Now, sampling method: swab analysis, rinse fluid, placebo flush, visual examination. Analytical methods such as HPLC, GC, HPTLC, pH, conductivity, UV, LIC. You need not know the actual process because it will take much more time or session of this lecture. Okay, every equipment has to be has to have an SOP in which I told you before operation, cleaning and maintenance has to be there. Now this this equipment has to be segregated as per their use, such as operation equipment such as green card, equipment under maintenance yellow card, defective equipment such as red card. Now equipment maintenance defines as a facility maintained to several desired level of efficacy to keep assets in a satisfactory condition. Type of maintenance, see, breakdown maintenance, preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance and maintenance prevention. Now preventive maintenance is subdivided into periodic and predictive. Why periodic? See, calibration such as if calibration, see, I told you before that the calibration is done in some equipment it is done by half yearly, it is done say quarterly, sometimes monthly or daily. Now periodic maintenance, if some after two consecutive calibrations, say after 1 year, you say the calibration is not performing well, then you have to go to periodic maintenance. That means every 1 year periodic maintenance of that machine is to be done. Now predictive maintenance, when an operator operates a machine, he or she will know how much load that equipment can take off before the maintenance is done. That then, say if in a tablet compression, say RMG, if RMG is given for predictive maintenance, the operator knows that after 6 batches or after 10 batches, then the RMG needs a predictive maintenance. See, these subdivisions are again defined in this lecture note I will be providing you with this lecture. Now USB divides equipment into 3 different categories: Group A, Group B and Group C. Group A is where the product does not come in direct contact with the equipment such as stirrer, but pH meter is little complex, direct comes into contact with say solutions or ampules for ampules and vials, and other which go through a complex machine, that's a HPLC, GC. Directly it comes to contact a complex, because HPLC is a complex machine. There are 4 types of qualification I told you before: DQ, IQ, OQ and PQ. Automatic and mechanical is C. Now nowadays this different instruments, nowadays equipments that are being used, they are automated because they are being maintained or operated through computer software. Now if the system is to be maintained, then beside the equipment is maintained, the software is also to be maintained, because if the software gets crashed, then the operating system won't work, as well as the equipment will also not work. That is why written records of calibration, check, inspection has to be maintained, and what to backup file as also to be entered in the computer for the related system, so that if the system gets crashed, we can reinstall the system. Input and output of the computer related system formulas other should be checked for accuracy. So that's all for now. Better that you go through the lecture I will be providing with this video, and give your special comments in the comment section. Thank you. That's all for now.